Coming up today, the Grand Hyatt in São Paulo, Brazil. A seemingly modern hotel with expansive views of a very famous bridge, but outdated rooms that are in desperate need of a refresh. The full tour and review start in 15 seconds. Hi there. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Since my stay here some weeks ago, and while I've been editing this report, in my mind I keep referring to it as a Hyatt Regency, which probably says a lot. But no, this is in fact a Grand Hyatt, perhaps in name only though. For pricing and booking details, the price that I actually think that the room is worth, as well as my upcoming roster videos, please check out the pinned comment below. The exterior is stately, if not a bit cookie-cutter Embassy District high-rise hotel. But generally speaking, and I mean this for essentially the entire hotel except for the rooms themselves, it is designed well with functional spaces, though the public spaces could have been a bit larger to support the busier periods. The lobby is well appointed and has a lush and inviting feel to it with the gardens directly behind. But with 467 rooms, you can see how this space can fill up really quickly. They're efficient though. When I was checking in, I was 5th online with about 6 check-in desks working. I had my key in hand within about 5 minutes. That efficiency though also has a lot to do with the no-nonsense nature of the service here. I have nothing bad to report as it relates to the service, but it was just very by the book and a bit impersonal, even for a big business district hotel. One thing that definitely wasn't cold though was the outdoor pool and lounge area, which you can also access directly from the driveway. In addition to the lawn with plenty of chair loungers, there's also a nice outdoor pool. Not a complaint per se, but given the views of the bridge from the hotel, which we'll see in a bit, a rooftop pool would have been really spectacular here, just saying. From the outdoor pool area, you can take this key access elevator up one floor to bring you to the spa, fitness center, and indoor pool area. As we walk the plank, so to speak, let's get our bearings a bit. Directly in front of us is the Pinheiros River, which runs north-south through the western part of the city. We're in the southwestern part of São Paulo. Yes, it's a huge city and distances on the map may look short, but traffic is a bit of a beast here. To get to Guarulhos Airport, expect a 45 to 75 minute ride, sometimes more during full-on rush hour. Just one day in this city and you'll totally understand why helicopters are a very popular way to get around for the elite class. Zooming in a bit, we're in the neighborhood of Brooklin, very close to Brooklin Novo. This is a newer district in São Paulo, relatively speaking, and serves primarily as a high-rise business district. The highlight of the area being the crisscross Octavio Frias de Oliveira Bridge. At the end, during my scores, you'll notice that I gave the hotel 9s for both convenience and location. That is assuming that you need to be down here. If you're just coming to see the sights and sounds of São Paulo, you're better off staying a bit further north in the central area. Time to head to my room now. It wasn't all that long ago when the orangey wood paneling was the modern thing to do. But as with any property that dives deep into one design aesthetic, it eventually looks dated, and that continues into the room. One oddity in the room, which I won't really fault it for, even if it looks a bit awkward now, is that the room is designed with a very specific corporate structure in mind. Specifically, I'm talking about all the bits and bobs that you'd normally find in a hotel room like this. The magazines, the binders, the pens, the pamphlets, they were all integrated directly into the design of this room. And so now, in the era of QR codes and reducing touch points, it does feel just a little bit empty. I reserved a queen bridge view room, which was cheaper than a king bridge view room, but both were advertised as the same square footage. In reality, they're not exactly the same size. Pretty much impossible to see from inside, but let me quickly show you. The outside of the building, this red outline is where my room was, where all of the queen rooms are. And just next to it is a bit of a bump out, which gives you more space for a king-size bed in the rest of the rooms. So, only spend the money if it's important to you. Not a big deal for me. This little binder is kind of the poster child for that emptiness that I was talking about before. It's a binder that exists just to hold one piece of paper with a QR code on it. When I travel, I always have a 3-meter multi-outlet extension with me, which I normally use to charge many things at the same time. But here, I actually needed it just to plug my laptop into the desk. Outlets were very much an afterthought here. Heading over to the way too big hallway, we have the minibar area, which was sadly stocked with instant coffee and very cheap tea. Not what you'd expect from a Grand Hyatt, not to mention the 2 mini bottles of water. Heading over to the bathroom now, the layout's fine. Plenty big vanity area, but the sink is actually really tiny, smaller than my laptop. Across from it, a standard-sized closet, and then we have the wet room with a separate bath and shower, as well as a toilet and bidet. My favorite part about the hotel in general though, the view of the bridge. I love how quirky Brazilian architecture can be and have always wanted to see the bridge all lit up at night. And besides the bridge itself, it's also just a great view otherwise as well, looking to the north. Now, quite a few gripes about the room's condition. The AC wasn't working when I arrived, fixed by just changing the filters. Okay, fair enough. And then there was the unfortunate carpet with various splotches and bald spots throughout the room. Along the edge of the carpet, I also caught my bare foot on a staple or something, which must have went flying because I couldn't find it. Multiple wood surfaces also had, I guess, paint spatter? I was surprised to see photos of it in other rooms that other guests had reviewed also. And then finally, this was my door jamb. All of that said, I do hope that you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Always feel free to leave any comments with questions that you may have. I reply to all of them. Also, if you're into sunsets and long format, slow TV clips like that, feel free to check out one of my 2 new channels as well. Links to both are in the description below, and I thank you in advance for considering it. The next morning, it was time to head down for breakfast and much needed coffee. While it wasn't included in my rate, there weren't too many options in the immediate area, so I gave it a try. Breakfast is served in the primary restaurant, which is just in between the lobby and the outdoor pool. The buffet on offer was beautifully laid out and had lots of different options, though it was very heavy on the breads and sweet selections. There was also a separate egg station, which is when the poor service in the restaurant became apparent. Took a while just to find someone to take my order. Then ordered eggs Benedict, easy enough. 20 minutes later, I was served well undercooked eggs. I'm talking clear whites. For the life of them, the waiters, who all spoke English, couldn't understand the problem that I was showing them. Finally someone did, and 15 minutes later returned with a new plate, which had been apparently bruleed, but was still cold in the middle. I gave up after that. So yeah, the food is not what you're going to remember the Grand Hyatt São Paulo for. The common spaces though do have a lot going for them. So now let's get into the flip-flop score. The room was the biggest letdown for me, especially the condition of it. Food was a close second as far as low points go. The rest, it was all okay overall, but nothing that I'd feel the need to return for. Overall, a bit of a disappointing 70 out of 100. São Paulo is not the best city in the world for hotel selection, so it's very possible that this still might be the best choice for you if you need to be in Brooklyn. Otherwise, check out some other properties. I really do hope that you found this review helpful, and will give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for 2 new hotel or flight reviews each week. Next up, we have my final stop in São Paulo, the Renaissance.